Tim Apple, or I should say Tim Cook of Apple, he has now capitulated and bent the knee. He went to the White House to give Donald Trump a big old gift and is promising to, build some industry in this country. Now, maybe that's true. Maybe it's not. It ain't been built yet. Nothing's in stone. But he is coming out here to basically bribe Donald Trump and to shower him with praise and gifts. The thing is that when you are trying to, bribe somebody, sway somebody, you got to sway somebody that's got, who is on stable footing. This is a guy who will, you'll come over, you'll kiss his ass, and you'll think, okay, I got him now. It's all good. Everything's going to be fine. And then a couple of days later, Donald Trump gets a burr up his ass, and the next thing you know, you're back underneath the bus. Doesn't matter if he gave you, if you gave Donald Trump whatever he wanted or not. He does not care. What he wants is fealty, loyalty, praise, and submission. Anyway, we've got Tim Apple came to the White House to give me a little extra gold for the Oval Office. I don't have enough gold in my office.
These investments will directly create more than 20,000 brand new American jobs and many thousands more at the Apple suppliers like Corning, Broadcom, Texas Instruments, and Samsung, who all deal.
Sorry, I keep interrupting. I apologize for that. It was a few years back where Amazon was talking about, building a couple of their quote unquote fulfillment centers. And he was asking cities all over the country to, just freely give him all of the information on their cities and, the places where they could build. But ultimately, where Jeff Bezos wanted to build his fulfillment centers was in New York and DC, because that's where the money is and that's where the power is. So ultimately, that's what he wanted to do. And eventually, that's what he did. Now, they reached out to New York and was like, hey, can you give us some tax breaks? As if Amazon does not have, all of the fucking money in the world. And Jeff Bezos is not one of the richest people in the world. But it was like, hey, can you give us like $3 billion in tax breaks? And then we'll move in, a new fulfillment center. And we promise that we're going to hire 25,000 people and then like 1,100 middle management executive types. And the city council was like, okay, can you guarantee those 25,000 jobs? Well, we can guarantee the 1,100 middle management professionals, but we can't really guarantee the 2,500, and so, like maybe if you look past that, can we still get our $3 billion in subsidies? And the city council told them to go kick rocks, which is good. And then AOC reached out, she chimed in and she was like, yeah, if you can't guarantee those jobs, then why would we give you all of these tax breaks anyway? Besides, don't you have enough money to build your own goddamn factory? I remember that, they were factoring in like a private helipad for Jeff Bezos himself to go into the $3 billion tax write-off. I mean, it was just like, gimme, gimme, gimme. I'm rich, but I want more. Just greed, just rampant fucking greed. Anyway, a lot of people yelled and screamed at AOC about that, even though she had nothing to do with the decision. She just chimed in with her opinion, and her opinion was right. And I'll tell you something else. Amazon did not get $3 billion in tax abatement, but they did come to the city. Every time I walk around the city, all I see on the side of the road or on the sides of the street are big old box trucks with Amazon workers working out of the back of the trucks, and they are handing them off to delivery drivers on delivery bikes, and then they go all over the city. So Amazon did come here. They are here right now. They just did not get $3 billion of city taxpayer money to fund their little project. So anyway, I just wanted to put that out there because when Donald Trump is sitting there saying he's going to guarantee 20,000 jobs, honey, I can personally guarantee you that guarantee ain't worth the paper it's fucking printed on. Nothing's in stone yet. Not even this fucking deal.
In that world, As part of this historic commitment, Apple will massively increase spending on its domestic supply chain for the iPhone and will build the largest and most sophisticated smart glass production line in the world in
I can read really
Harrodsburg,
good.
Kentucky, which is a great, actually, I did very well there. I like it because
I
said
like
did very
Kentucky.
well
They
there.
got a lot
I
of
did
conservatives
very well in
out there that
Kentucky,
are
but it's a
suckers.
great
They
place. You're gonna
bought
be
my
very
meme
happy.
coin.
I thought maybe while we're up, I'll interrupt my own speech by you might show them a little bit about the product that you're going to be doing in Kentucky, Tim.
I want you to look at the
Yes,
little
please.
present that you got me. It's made out of gold. All right, look, this right here, this is the final stage of capitalism, y'all. When you ask the question, how did Hitler take over Germany? How did it happen? How did they allow this to happen? And I know I'm breaking Godwin's law, invoking Hitler yet again, but at the same time, this is how it happens. This is the final stages of capitalism. This is, quote, the cost of doing business. If I've got to spend some money and go bribe the president so I can get a carve out, because that's the whole thing. Donald Trump was going to put 100% tariffs on those little Intel chips that we have in all of our phones and computers and what have you. He was going to put a 100% tariff because they come from Taiwan. Interestingly enough, Taiwan is now going to start getting closer with their rival China because the economic violence that Donald Trump is putting on this with the 100% tariffs, you're driving them away. Anyway, that's just a side point. But the point I'm trying to make is that when a CEO realizes that, hey, I need to go bribe somebody to get this going forward, to get my business going forward, so I can get a carve out, so I don't get struck with tariffs. They call that the cost of doing business. Well, eventually that business will crumble as well. It's supposed to be an American company, but the manufacturing of a lot of these things is done outside the country. So Tim Apple, I'm just going to call him Tim Apple from now on, Tim Cook is doing what he thinks needs to be done to continue with keeping the green line going up, in pursuit of late stage unfettered capitalism by bribing the president with a gift and promises to build a factory here in this country.
And this glass comes off the Corning line.
I don't know if you can see that. It's a little glass plaque with the Apple logo and the bite coming out of the Apple logo. I can imagine Donald Trump looking at that going, "Is that a phone? Can I call somebody?" His ego is saying something like, "Yep, that bite out of the apple, that was me." But he's got this little, clear plaque that he's going to put on the desk.
It's engraved for President Trump. It's a unique unit of one. It was designed by a U.S. Marine Corps corporal, a former one, that works at Apple now.
That's good. He's done well.
Designed it for you. And the base comes from Utah and is 24 karat gold.
And I know what Donald Trump likes. Everything is gold. I can, placate him and stroke his ego with anything 24 karat gold.
And it sits, I'll take the liberty of setting it up.
Wow.
Can I call my wife on this thing?
There we go.
She never answers the phone anyway. She's in New York with Barry.
Congratulations,
Thank you
Mr.
very much.
President.
It's
Thank you
fantastic.
so much.
The great people of Kentucky. You're going to find.
Jesus Christ. This is late stage capitalism, folks. This is the final boss. This is, hey, the dear leader is making me do this, so the cost of doing business is going and kissing his ass and bribing him so I can maintain. And here's the thing, folks, that when they do this, they know in the back of their mind that Donald Trump is going to be gone in 3.5 years, and the chances of us, maybe if we have free and fair elections, the chances of us having a more normal president in 2028 means that they're going to take off all these tariffs. And by that time, all of Tim Cook's competition will be dead and buried and gone, because they're not going to have the money. They're not going to get this carve out because they didn't show up at the Oval Office with a gold-plated gift. So he knows that they're all going to go away, and he's going to end up with a monopoly. He's going to be able to wait this shit out. And for the time being, he will stroke Donald Trump's fragile little ego so he can get his chip carve out and still maintain getting chips from Taiwan. But here's the thing. Prices are going to go up anyway. That's the thing about this whole tariff thing. There's a product, let's just say it's $50,000. Let's just say it's a $50,000 truck. You wanted to buy one from Europe or Japan for $50,000. Now it's got a 10% tariff on it. Let's just say 10%. So now you are paying 60 grand for that truck. Now, the whole idea behind the tariff is that, hey, why don't I buy the American truck for 50 grand as opposed to paying 60 grand for the one in Japan? But the thing is that the American company is going to go, okay, well, if the price of the one in Japan is $60,000 and ours is 50, we could raise ours up to $56, $57, $58,000. It's still less than the 60, but yet our profits continue to rise. They don't mention that in the brochure when it comes to talking about tariffs, because our prices will go up. The iPhone 17, when this comes out, I think it's supposed to come out later on this year, you will see the prices going up. They're going to probably maintain the prices on the current iPhone, the 16 that's out now. But when the 17 comes out, those prices will be higher. Even if Tim Cook gets that chip carve out, they will be going up. And when I talk about cars, when it comes to tariffs, there is no American car that is made solely in America with American products and American hardware. It's gotten from all over the place. You get it from Mexico. You get it from China. You get it from Canada. It's these little pieces and parts that are in your big old monster F-150, they come from the world over. So those prices will be going up. And you don't think that dealers are going to want to get their share of it too? Their prices will go up, and then the dealers will raise the prices so they can get more of a share. This is going to hit you no matter what product you're buying, whether you're buying American or not. And Tim Cook knows that as long as I placate this guy's ego, maybe I can get a carve out and I will be able to wait out this tariff thing until the end, and then I'll have a monopoly, and then Bob's your uncle. I got no more competition. So anyway, it's all very pathetic to see one of the biggest industry leaders in the world coming there and groveling at the feet of Donald Trump. It's pretty goddamn pathetic. After watching all the lawyers do it, and then the television stations like CBS and the Paramount merger thing, all of that, and colleges all capitulating, and making deals and bribery, giving money to Donald Trump so he will leave them alone. And, now we've got Tim Cook out there doing basically the same thing. It is all really sad and pathetic. And now I kind of know why and how this happened in Germany, because you've got a mad, belligerent leader who is willing to do anything, including tanking our economy for his own goddamn ego. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed what you saw, please like and subscribe. Keep rocking.